Increasing interest rates and declining demand has many people pressing the pause on buying or selling a home. But many realtors are still finding opportunities despite some of the challenges that are out there. Our real estate expert joins us live with more on this today. Lane Lyon is a realtor and managing broker at Coldwell Banker. Good morning, Lane.
Jordan, good morning. Nice to see you.
Good to see you as well. All right, so for everyone at home, even with the market slowing down, a lot of realtors saying that there is still a lot of interest.
Oh, yes, and a good indicator of that is the weekend open houses, Jordan. Realtors that I'm talking to say they have plenty of people coming in, plenty of people browsing around, but they're just not taking actions. Many of them, they're not pulling the trigger and writing those contracts. A big reason, no surprise, interest rates, right? And they just really are pricing some people out at this point. Others are saying, you know what, this is outside my comfort zone about what my monthly payment would be, at least for now.
Okay, so realtors, though, are always warning people there are still ways that you can bring down those mortgage rates.
Yeah, the question becomes like, what does the rate need to be for you to feel comfortable buying the house? And this has actually been studied. I think the research is very interesting, Jordan. It happened this year. John Burns researching took a look at this and found that about 60% of consumers think that around 5.5% for the mortgage rate is normal. At least that's what they feel. And about 70% of prospective home buyers believe that 5.5% or above is not acceptable for them to feel comfortable. So there seems to be the tipping point, right? That 5% range. And the question becomes, when are we going to get there?
Yes.
Because we're right around 7% right now. And the experts that I follow really all tend to be in agreement. It's going to depend on inflation, which you guys have been talking about a lot. And when we start to see inflation easing, these rates will come down, and projections are what could be into next year before we really start to see some noticeable changes there.
From a real estate expert side of things, what are you telling people when they're worried about the interest rate? Of course, what we're told a lot of the times is, well, there's always the option to refinance.
Absolutely, down the road, and the question becomes when that will be. But I think the big picture, Jordan, is that if you want 5%, you can get 5% if you're financing right now. It's just a matter of working with a real estate professional to get there. And so that is really where I would start. So here's an example that I brought for you on the 2-1 rate buy down, which we're still seeing out there. So here's the example, Jordan. This is where 2 percentage points are taken off the current rate for the first year, and then it's 1% off the second year. So you can see that the current rate of 6.9% becomes 4.9% for the first year. There's your 5%, Jordan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So our example is a $500,000 loan. This is how much you're borrowing, not the purchase price.
Right.
But if you're borrowing $500,000, your payment goes from around $3,300 a month to $2,681 principal and interest. That's about $600 savings per month. That's why that 5% is important. The second year, it does go up to $2,995 and then back up to current rates. But the strategy, as you mentioned, is that you will refinance to a fixed rate down the road. And this scenario would cost the seller about $12,000. We are seeing concessions and closing costs. So this is very doable if you qualify for something like that. I'm also seeing, Jordan, new home builders are offering incentives right now, and the incentives are discounts on the interest rate.
Okay.
So take a look there. I mean, bottom line here, you may not have to wait for that 5% range, because you've heard me say it before. If you're waiting for rates to come down, you'll be waiting for prices to
go back up.
So I wouldn't necessarily stay on the sidelines if you don't want to be.
Well, the nice thing, this is music to a lot of people's ears. I didn't realize that this was even an option. So this is why you want to work with somebody who actually knows what they're talking about.
Ask around. It may be possible and easier than you think.
Okay, Lane, I appreciate that. Thank you for being with us.